Hey guys, Viggoman here and welcome back to Let's Build Klipstead, a Nordic-inspired medieval town we're building here. And today we're going to be building 4 new houses, actually 3 houses and a stable to be correct here. Which is going to be a lot of fun here, starting off with the stable, which is going to have like 3 sections for horses. Then we're going to do a little bit of the work around it where we have some food and some hay stored and stuff like that. It looks very cool. I'll show you all of that later on as we go. But one thing I want to talk to you guys about before we move on in today's video is that after this, I have been working on this whole quarter of houses and temple and stuff like that. And now I kind of want to move on to some other parts of Klipstead. I was wondering, do you want me to do an arena or do you want me to start on the main keep called Bjarnheim? I can't do the whole keep yet, but I want to start a little bit, and the whole keep needs to have a lot more planning done. But there's some parts that I could start on and get a few episodes out of. So let me know. I'll try to put up a poll if you want me to go ahead and work on the arena district or to start a little bit on the keep. Because personally, I want to get a little bit away from the small houses and start working on something a little bit different, a little bit more extraordinary, something a little bit more unique, you know. So let me know. There should be a poll somewhere on the screen. I don't know how this really works. I'll see if I can figure it out. If not, leave a comment down below, guys, if we should start working on the arena or if we should start working on the keep area. Anyway guys, now we're working on the first house of today's video, which is, if I not remember this correctly here, is that this is a sand blower or a glass maker, depends on what you want to call it, which is kind of heating up sand and blowing it into glass. Very simple like that. That's how they actually do it if you didn't know. A very cool house. I had a lot of great feedback on the way I did interiors in this one, so I'm looking forward to showing you guys that. But apart from that, the design is very simple, very common, or very similar to the ones I've already done in Klipstead, but it gets the job done, and that is the most important part. So yeah, I'll show you all of that in first person in just a little bit here. But we're moving on to the next build for today's episode, which is going to be an apothecary, an area where you'll be buying potions and kind of medicines and things like that, which is going to be a lot of fun. This build is built on a diagonal. Again, I hate them, but it looks so cool when you have some of them scattered around the town. So I just can't stop doing them. I just really like the way they turn out, even though they're such a pain to build and such a pain to work on. But there are a lot. It just makes the whole town look so much more realistic and so much more alive. So I've kind of figured out I just need to do them. I just need to face the hard facts that it looks a lot better than just having everyone on a grid like that. So very simple design here, using the same designs as the other ones. But since it's on a diagonal like this, the details need to be a little bit different, and it allows me to be a little bit more creative, which I kind of like. You can see here on the front, the details are very similar, but you need to kind of replace some details with others because of the way the diagonal forces you to try out new things. Apart from that, the build is very simple. There's no like extensions and small parts like that. We're going to have a small area in the back, which I don't think I have in the time-lapse here, where we're going to have a small farm area as well. Then we are building the last house for today's episode, which will be the last residential house for a little while as we work on something else. And this is probably one of my favorite houses in Klipstead so far. It's really unique, and it's a really good house to have in the front of the town here. As you can see, it's in just behind the main first city gate. So yeah, it looks very cool as you come in through the gate there, and this build has a little bit more of a different shape than the other ones, which is something that I really wanted to make the town a little bit more unique, make some houses pop out a little bit more. So as you can see, this one has like several layers of roofings and also some out-seeking parts or extensions on the right side here, which you barely can see. But yeah, it's gonna look very cool, I think. I hope you guys like that. This is going to be a weaver or someone who makes like carpets and textiles and stuff like that, which is going to be a lot of fun. Working on the interior here was really interesting, as there's not really anything that will look like sewing. So that was a lot of fun. Or weaving, I guess is a proper word, a weaver. So there's nothing kind of simulating a weave or a weaver. So I had to be a little bit creative there, but it turned out kind of cool, I think. So yeah, and then we're doing some details here, trying to be a little bit unique, but still use the same basic designs that we have done on all the houses here in Klipstead. But yeah, it looks very nice, I think, when everything is turned out here. On the sides here, we have a big chimney, which is very like blocky and bulky, and kind of extends a little bit out into the street here, and that looks very kind of realistic and adds a lot of depth to the build here. And then we're adding some more details to the sides here. And then you can see that we have, as I talked about, several layers of roof here. Kind of we have this extension which sticks out of the main part of the house, and that just creates a lot of depth to the build, which I think is something that makes the town a little bit more immersive in my opinion. But let me just build all this done now, guys. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the small time lapse, and I'll meet you in first person. So I thought for this one, it would be good to start out here in front of the main gate. So we can walk in here, kind of watch out for the portcullis here not to fall on us. And then we get into here. Then we have the stables on our first, as we get into the gate here, which looks super nice. I really like how it turned out. We have 6 horses, yeah, or 5 horses and a donkey, which kind of misplaced here. But anyway, and then in the back here we have like this small storage for hay to feed your horses, and then we have a carriage, whatever, to transport some of this, and then this hay fork here, and really like the design of that one. And then we have, let's go to the weaver first, as this is the first build as you kind of come in here. So that is supposed to look like a needle. There's not really anything that looks like a needle as far as I could see. It's supposed to look like a needle, and kind of indicating that this guy or this person here makes textiles and stuff like that. So come in here, we have a small desk. You would order your things or buy, and then we have a fireplace to heat up everything. And then what I'm kind of happy with how this turned out. This is supposed to be like the weaver area, where there's like textiles on this around this log here, and you kind of pull that and then weave through it like this, create the carpet like that, and then just pull it out. My grandma actually has a very old weaving machine on in her attic, so yeah, I kind of took some inspiration from that, and it looks kind of similar. The shapes or the size is probably a little bit off, but the basic principle is very similar like this. So that's kind of nice. I like that. And then we have some like textiles hanging up here, and then we have some buckets of water, perhaps some dye or something like that. If you want to dye the textile, you can kind of dip it in here. That's kind of what's supposed to be. And then we have like a small barrel or something like that with textiles in it. And then we have some textiles stored back here, and some chests and things like that. And in the back here, there's just a lot of textiles, so possibly like threads and strings and stuff like that. And there's some textiles hanging from the roof, which is very nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it from here. We can go up here and then to the second floor. And since this house has a lot of different extensions and layers, it really just allowed me to be a lot more creative here. So the kitchen is kind of separated from this part right here to this part right here. So it's kind of like you would work both places kind of, and then we have a small sitting area here, and then a ladder going up to a small loft where the children would be sleeping on this wool here. And then we have the master bedroom, I guess, where the parents would be sleeping. Looks cool, I think. Very much like how this all turned out. So that's pretty much it for this build right here. Let's move on. We can go at the back entrance this time. Then we have another carriage, which is transporting textiles. You can kind of see it here as I jump up. And then we have some firewood in the back here. Overall, I really like the details of this build. Let's move on to the apothecary right here. So as you come in here, there's a small desk. You would kind of order the medicine you need and the potions, whatever. And then I tried to make it look a little bit like this creepy thing area. So there's like this back area here with a lot of things on the shelves, potions, bottles, spices, I don't know, medicine buckets, water, I don't know, and then like potions all the way around here, and I think I nailed it. It really just looks how I wanted it. And then we have a small fireplace here to heat everything up. It gets the job done. You can go up this ladder here to the second floor where we have a small kitchen area, a small sitting area, and then a small, or actually a big bedroom, which is like combined for the parents, and then also the children here sleeping. Yeah, gets the job done. And then we can go down here and I'll show you the small herb garden or small garden in the back here, just like this. I really like how that turned out. And then we also have some clothes drying here like that. And very happy with how this backyard turned out. We can go all the way through here back again, and I'll show you this one, which I can't. Yeah, this is a Glassblower. Yes. So here we have like this fireplace where you would be heating or having a fire down below, and then you would heat up sand and then turn that into glass, and you can kind of, this is supposed to be like a working station, so we'll be sitting here kind of working with glass with some tools. They usually have like this straw, a big straw, and then they have glass on the end which they heat up, and then they blow through the straw to expand the glass. So this is supposed to look like some kind of straw which you can kind of put in here and blow the glass out like that. And then we just have some glass kind of stored here to kind of show off what he can do. Then he's working on a window pane like this. So what they did back in the day is that they blew some smaller glass bits, and then they would kind of put it together using iron like this. So kind of like a small puzzle, kind of make some small pieces of glass and then stick them all together into a bigger window like this. So yeah, that's kind of what I tried to do here, and it turned out kind of cool like that. Back here we have some storage for sand, so you can grab it here and put it into this sand blowery and make glass out of it. And then we have a staircase on the outside here, leading up to the upstairs. Come on now, thank you. A small kitchen area, and then the bedroom, which is combined with some storage and things like that. So that, my friends, is everything for today's episode, and I really like how everything turned out. And I'll fly a little bit here so I can show you kind of the whole perspective here. Is that we have kind of finished this quarter right here, and I'm very happy with that. It's not like half, it's like 1/3 of the poor district or the main downtown area of Klipstead, but it looks so cool when everything is done like that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.